finals. Stay with us to feel every second. This is where Free Fire history is made. And now, let's meet the teams who will take the stage today and fight to leave their mark on the Esports World Cup. First up is Vision System! RedHawks! United! Oh, Gamers Global! Movie Star R7! Dragons! The one and only Team Falcons! What an entrance! The Kitia Esports Arena is open. And now Free Fire spots have entered the battleground. Each one of them here are chasing glory. Each one are ready to survive the storm. But before we drop into the action, let's take a little trip into the wild. One of our brave reporters has been out in the field tracking rare creatures, the Free Fire pro play. This one you know. The rituals, the movements, the natural habitats. Let's go now into the wild. The world of EWC Deadliest Hunters. Let's go.
At the Dynamite, it's me here at Maps, the Play Hunter. We are now right here in Riyadh Boulevard, Rose City for the Esports World Cup 2025. And I'm here to try to find out what does our pro player doing here in Boulevard. It seems that I'm lost. Can't seem to find anyone here. Could we find a pro player here to see what they're doing? Where are they? I still can't see them. I think the map's broken. Maybe here? Oh, crikey. Spots a few pro players walking. Not you. It looks like they are entering some sort of an arena. I think we should go. Let's go. Let's find out what are they doing. Mate, we are now right here in some sort of arena. It called itself as STC Gaming Arena, but I'm not so sure. And it looks like I have spotted a few pro players doing some sort of ritual. I do not dare to get close. Crikey, look at that. They are trying to get the luck from the previous team that has won before. Such an amazing behavior. Nothing like that have we been seeing. They're trying to pull all the luck here from the previous winner. Oh my God, it looks like they are going away. Come, let's go. Let's go after it. Go. Crikey, that was so good. Hello, guys. Hello, I'm not.
Diba?
No?
I
know. I play. Oh, you play us? Yeah. Thank you. Oh, actually, we're going to catch up towards the pro player. It looks like they accidentally stop. Oh, crikey. No, they're not. They're just doing their final bow for luck. It looks like they are going somewhere else. Let's go. Don't miss it. Let's go. We're almost lost him. Let's go. Oh, sorry. Okay. It's fine. So it looks like they added another one. Now there's 3. What a weird behavior. I think this is the continuous chanting for good luck. This is something that I don't see every day.
And until then, we'll find out which 12 teams will make it to Point Rush and eventually the grand finals.
Everything is earned, in some case stolen. That's exactly what we want you into today. Group E, unfortunately, they have laid their chances to rest. 12 games in total. They've pulled away whatever they can pull from the competition. Alpha 34, it doesn't take a genius to figure out they are definitely not going to be at Point Rush. But the question still is in the balance. Hot shots from Pakistan. Will they make it? 87 points. That's not too much, Husky.
Yeah, that's not too much, but they ended yesterday in 7 spots.
Yeah.
That's a spot higher than what we wanted from them. We wanted them to just be in top 8, and they did, and they went one step above. Like you said, the question is, can they still survive today? We do need 5 more teams at least to not make it. Alpha 34, they did their best to drag Hotshot Esports down. Let's see if that has paid off.
Of course, there were some questions in the air. Will Fluxo make it? 106 points in total. Obviously, it's not the most up there at the top of the leaderboard. Fun fact, last year they got 102 points and they scraped through at the 12th spot. So it's a little bit better. But either way, it looks like they are going to be making it through. Of course, it's going to take a mountain of effort from any of the teams currently in the bottom 6 to oust Fluxo from their 4th spot. 106 points is quite tough to reach, because if you look at Virtus Pro, down in the 13th place, they've only got 52 points. So quite a journey for them to climb up. And we got to also remember, they're going up against the other teams from Group A and C. Obviously, they're going to be picking up those points as well. So it's not as straightforward. Every single game, these teams need to be in the final circle. Speaking of final circle, RedHawks, if they want to stand a chance, they need to be in every single final circle with a minimum of 5 to 7 eliminations. And dude, that's tough, man. They only performed for 3 games on their first day of play.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how brutal this format is. You only get 2 play days in the knockout stage. Every single round that you kind of give away to your opponents, you need to make up for it twice as hard. And I think for RedHawks, I agree with the calculation. We kind of went over the numbers behind the scenes, but I got to add another caveat to that. I think a booyah is necessary for RedHawks, right? Just in case, just as insurance policy, as we head into game number 1. Again, the final 6 rounds before we find out which 12 teams will will make it through. We're heading over to Bermuda once more. And for fans out there, you can rest assured that this flight path is very, very generous, straight down the middle.
Absolutely, and of course it's going to be fair and easy. EVOS Esports, though, they're the group stage leaders with 154 points at the very top. Everybody thought it was going to be core memory sticking it at the very top, but of course beating them with those 4 points. And Rasia definitely faced it with a huge smile on his face. The majority of the eliminations pulled away by the Wonder Kid, and this was that fair flight path that we were talking about. Peak totally conquered by Buriram alone, and Dragon splitting up very early in the game. I don't feel good about this.
You know what I don't feel good about as well, AJ? VP and RedHawks. They both just dropped at the same spot, and we see very early gunfights. And this is gonna be very bad for RedHawks if they don't make out of this alive. Ideally, if you can somehow beat VP, that would be great. We've seen RedHawks pull off Miracle in the earlier rounds in day one, but that's a day one thing, right? That's the thing, that's the unknown. But right now, I think VP have studied RedHawks. They need to somehow make this work.
And of course, if the Bangladeshi players want to stand a chance here, they have to play the reversal here. However possible. Plasma gun in the hands of Flicker. Shot up from up top. Great rotation by Fawara. Has got the AUG in hand. Great range on the gun, and Flicker does not want to challenge him. But now all the players all together down on the ground. Fawara with his head sticking out. This is danger zone, but he's managing the situation well.
With very limited resources to work with, these movements are a lot more important. So RedHawks go into a 3-1 split. They leave Flicker on the flank. Same as the Furnace Pro will have the same idea. So whoever can catch the flanker first is going to come out on top. We see Diamond already going on the hunt. VP changing from 3-1 to a 2-2 split. Could to make first contact.
Already fighting is start at the round.
Fawara getting down by Blade. And now
do it down.
Go down. Trading
do it down.
side of Diamond, but VP are losing numbers.
Arey,
The revival comes through in the nick of time by Diamond.
Yes, last one.
What a save coming on through. Excellent is there. Victim double vectors as well. Great rate of fire. Damage not too much. But RedHawks has got this in their pockets. 3 players taken out of the equation already. 1 more playing his chances up against Joe. The M590 in the M5. Exposing. Riptide is to break down their defenses, but that's just asking for trouble early.
Okay, down.
Kutush finds the knot.
Already
And Virtus
3 kill,
off on the
4
back
kill.
foot, and RedHawks picking up a
RedHawks.
very important win here.
Guys, to the RedHawks.
Feels like deja vu from game number 1. Blade drops back in just in time to loot the rewards, the bounty that the rest of his teammates have laid out on the floor alongside the corpses of the Virtus Pro players. And I gotta say, Lud just saved that fight because the rest of his teammates were down and Lud just clutched it. Thankfully for VP, someone was revived. The run continues for the Polar Bears, but it's not gonna get any easier. Same can be said for Vision System because loss has to be the process.
Yeah, Vision System needs a miracle to qualify for Point Rush today, but they won't against two teams out there in Brazil, and I dare say in the competition. But they are mowing them down. Unbelievable stuff. Rigby 245. Final player in here. Ramos picked up right quickly. And Vision System could not go in for the final blow, but they still outnumber the players of loss. Only for the next few seconds. Rigby has got enough money to buy back his 2 other team members. But Vision System, timing is key here. And the guy that just got picked up mows them down instantaneously. Lost with the instant recovery. M598 enough for you, boy. Rigby with the M340 should be able to make quick work of Andres.
And suddenly, in a blink of an eye, Vision System Andres is forced to run away. He doesn't have enough points to get a revive. Bring around Rosie. He needs to be fast enough before they clear him out in round corner. And there is just not enough time. Vision System, they fall in the hands of loss, and off screen, Virtus Pro gets wiped out.
Man had enough time to buy back the whole world, but a misclick for sure. Not even a single revival, and Vision System out. They were already at the very bottom of the leaderboard. I guess that is exactly where they will stay. Unfortunate for them, but what a start, and holy hell, what a recovery from loss.
Recovery from loss and RedHawks, right? Both teams were at the back foot in their respective 4v4s, and both of them recovered. This is the start we expected from Lost, but this is the start we wanted for RedHawks. Oh yeah, that difference, that contrast is what's going to make this a lot more interesting with how RedHawks are rotating right now. And Shipyard, but south of them is going to be Team Falcons and Movie Star R7. That is going to be a challenge.
Ami tomake balobashi Bangladesh. This is exactly what we need out of the squad. But here comes another deadly predator up in the air. Falcons, they want to fight. Question is, does RedHawks have enough in the arsenal to shut them down? Dragons, on the other hand, up against Kuriram earlier on, and it looks like it was deadly snipes all around for Mochi, knocking down player after player after player. Picking up those crucial points for Kuriram.
Actually, the Dragon Esports are still in this. I'm not really sure about the state of RedHawks or Falcons. They are very aggressive. You're not ready, they're going to tear you apart into pieces. This will be the case for the side of RedHawks. Kutush also goes down, and suddenly RedHawks have been sliced in half. But we start R7. They hear the gunshots. They hear the fight.
Well, Duke can play at that game face Movie Star R7. They want to be the movie stars here as well. One deadly predator out of the skies. Joker, BSK in hand. Great range for the gun, but fails to find any connection on those shots. They block the players of Falcons. Flanked already. Unfortunately for him, does not find any tags onto the player up top. But here comes Swat, and he is the clutch king of R7. Will he get the shot in Game King? M590 in hand. Unfortunately, it is their own player that gets knocked down to the ground, and Falcon standing their ground.
Kuro just not broke his ankles, but they brought him back up. You see the rotation from
Guys,
Della.
oh no,
Star player from yesterday,
last
Joker finally pulls the trigger, and that's on fire down. James King actually got Peter as well. Two members of Falcons down, but they need the confirmation, and they get it. Kororo now hightails out of there, hides behind the building. It's him and Limit, and a lot of members from Movie Star R7 that they need to surgically cut through, but this is not going to be easy.
Limit has got the right guns here, the BSK and the AWM in hand. Just needs the right opportunity, but he's also waiting for the rest of his team members to back away so that they can play the game of revival. He's buying the squad more time, and as he stays hidden, it looks like Movie Star R7 is not effective in this situation. Opportunity to get those snipes as the players are up in the air. Can Limit hit it?
They do see Limit now. Fine spot. Now it's going to be one Limit. With a split. 2 shots in a row. Of course, Limit is the one that wins that one now. A free point for Team Falcons, number 5. But that is going to call to attention the rest of Movie Star R7 to kind of to come and tie up loose ends. Limit now will be surrounded. James King is going to be player number 2 to make contact right around the corner. Limit fights now on Joker, but it's just not enough. Movie Star R7 finds that 4 point, but Team Falcons have bought enough time for Kororo to make a run.
It's a masterclass in distraction. There's a masterclass in buying your squad more time. But of course, Kororo, as he gets away, I believe he flew straight into the crosshairs of RedHawks, so we'll have to wait and see if or not Falcons can stay alive a little bit longer. Looks like the jump pad has been invested in as Kororo finds a good exit out of there. Slicker does not get that shot. And Falcons will live to tell the tale a little bit longer here. Time and time again, we've seen this out of Falcons almost wiped out at the start of the game, and they just make that huge comeback.
And just to add on to that, that was exactly what happened on their very first game, and the third one, and the third game. So if history could repeat itself, if you want to take out any sort of opponents, you got to cut off the head of the snake. In this case, the head of the Falcons. As Dragons Esports takes their rotation, runs into a wild, just got revived, and now will have to be revived again.
Dragons off to a decent start here. First elimination, squad on that full revival. Thankfully, Seahawks was left standing and could bring the rest of the team members back in here. But RRQ, very stealthy, very quiet, picking up the most needed weapons. You see a double AWM setup in their hands.